If you really want to thrive in your 30s or just in life in general, at whatever age you are, stop hanging around with people with no drive. You wake up, you're going to be ill, you're not going to be feeling well, your hormones are out of whack, you're gaining a ton of weight and you're unhappy with your body. You have low energy men texting you, what you doing, what you saying, where you at, what? There are certain levels of conversations that shouldn't even be entertained at a certain age. Okay, even in my 20s, you couldn't hit me up after 25 years old when I started reinventing myself and glowing up. There's no way you could call my line or text me with low energy, nothing to offer. And if you're currently suffering from laziness, maybe even gut health or hormonal imbalances, any gut issues, hormonal acne, finances that may even stress you out or keep you up at night. Maybe you're even struggling with loving your body, or you have a terrible relationship with your body or with food or with men. Yes, we're going to be covering it all in today's tips. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to thrive in your 30s. Even your 20s. If you are younger than me, I just turned 30 November 1st of 2024, living and loving my new age. And even if you're older than me, then stick around because I'm going to be changing your life, because there are things that you are probably doing in your life that is probably having you lazy, unproductive, uneasy with your weight gain, unhealthy. Also, your gut or your hormones may be imbalanced. You're in and out of toxic relationships, unhealthy relationships that are leaving you mentally or emotionally broken, which also leads you to terrible coping mechanisms like self-sabotage, overeating, binge eating. There's so many things that you're probably doing and don't even realize the impact that it has on your life. Because trust me, I've been in many of your shoes before, and where I'm standing right now, I've learned everything that I'm about to share with you. If you are new to seeing my face, welcome. My name is Shanice. I am a certified personal trainer, certified nutritionist, and a bikini pro, Olympian bodybuilder. And the love that I have for changing lives is unmatched. Tip number one, if you really want to thrive in your 30s or just in life in general, at whatever age you are, stop hanging around with people with no drive, no ambition, no goals, no action, but especially no drive. Everyone wants to be a passenger princess, okay? But no one wants to be their own driver of their own car or in their own lane. No, you like to step out of the lane, and you know what happens when you be doing a lot of stuff, you end up finding out. That's why it's important to be the driver of your own life so you can hold yourself accountable. But because everyone wants to be a passenger princess, no one wants to hold themselves accountable in life for the choices and the actions that you are currently making in your life at whatever age you are. Everything you do in this world is going to add up to where you get, how far you get, how you currently feel right now. And usually you're hanging around with the wrong company, or you're entertaining or listening to things that don't add to you. And I mention this a lot. Now, I'm looking around me. I'm such an observer. It's terrible. And I'm looking at the company that many people keep. And sometimes I'll doubt my own content. I'll be like, how come I don't have as many views for the impact that I know that my content has? You know what I mean? But no. Drama gets more views when another influencer is like, oh, I fell off, I gained weight, or I'm not doing well. That gets a lot of views. You know, people tend to gravitate to suffering. People tend to gravitate to comfortability. You know what I mean? Instead of holding themselves accountable, you would rather relate to somebody who is suffering than to encourage them to get out of it, or to look at your own situation and be like, no, I'm going to overcome this. A lot of y'all need to start holding yourself accountable to where you are in your life and stop looking at other people suffering, thinking that it's okay for you to suffer. It's okay for you to be lazy. It's okay for you to procrastinate. It's okay for you to eat crap food and gain a ton of weight because your friends are doing it and they seem fine. They seem confident. They seem okay. But you don't know their personal struggles when they're not around you. You don't know my personal struggles when the camera is not rolling. You know what I mean? And a lot of you guys are like, oh, she's suffering, or she's dealing with terrible men, or she's doing this, or she's doing that. So it's okay that I entertain low quality energy, or low quality men, or low quality friends. It's okay that my friends have terrible habits and that I pick up their habits or their mindset, their terrible, crappy mindset that's very low vibrational. And I'm out here wondering why no one wants to date me. Yeah, because you don't want to take accountability for your own life. I'm gonna come with a lot on this plate. I'm gonna serve you a lot of food today, okay? So I'm really hoping that you're ready to digest it. Send this video to your friends. Send this video to absolutely every female that you could think of. Don't keep me to yourself. These words that I share with you in this video will be so powerful to change your life and also wake you up, because you know what? You'll come across well-kept women. And I'm not talking about wearing a bunch of designer or how somebody is going to dress. Forget all that. I'm so done with the aesthetics of people thinking that somebody has to dress a certain way for you to listen to them, or they need to be this kind of person for you to listen to them. Okay? There are so many people out here as sinners. I'm a sinner, you know what I mean? But no, we all got to be perfect for us to be important or seen. No. Hold yourself accountable to the standard that you're looking for from everyone else, okay? You want to be treated like a queen, start treating yourself like a queen. Queens don't hang around low energy or people who have no drive or no ambition, okay? And a lot of you guys have settled with the dust. And how unfortunate that is for your life, because you keep complaining about it. You know, I had a girlfriend call me up and she was just like, I've been in and out of the hospital. And of course I feel so bad. And she always turns to me because she knows not only am I going to give her good advice, but I know how to fix a lot of the problems that she's going through. I've given her meal plans. I've given her training plans, but you cannot force somebody to take control of their life. You know, 10, 11 years ago when I was getting into fitness, I stayed committed because it was out of revenge. You need to know your why of why you want to change your life and why it is so important for you to change your life. Or else it's going to take a lot longer for you to wake up and realize that the people around you, the choices you're making in life aren't getting you anywhere. Okay, you wake up, you're going to be ill, you're not going to be feeling well, your hormones are out of whack, you're gaining a ton of weight and you're unhappy with your body. You have low energy men texting you, what you doing, what you saying, where you at, what? There are certain levels of conversations that shouldn't even be entertained at a certain age. Okay, even in my 20s, you couldn't hit me up after 25 years old when I started reinventing myself and glowing up. There's no way you could call my line or text me with low energy, with nothing to offer. And I'm not always talking about finances, but if I can't have a solid conversation with you and you don't know your goals, you have no drive, and I'm your motivator, conversation is done, okay? So listen, a lot of you guys are putting up with low vibrational friendships, relationships. You're listening to a lot of drama, TV series that are just useless, okay, of good examples of who you do not want to become. And you are comfortable watching it. So today, I encourage you to wake up and open your eyes to there is more to life. Okay, there's more to life, and I want you to get out of your head, out of your circle, out of your comfort zone, and go and explore. When you change your life and you change yourself for the healthier habits that you need that are going to get you further in this life, you are going to align with better quality people and experiences. I haven't been to McDonald's or a lower end fast food joint in so long, not because of the cost, but because of the lack of quality. Which leads to number 2, stop entertaining useless conversations or drama to make yourself feel better. Now, I feel like what I mentioned earlier in tip number 1, a lot of people tend to gravitate towards drama or suffering because they don't want to take accountability for the issues that are going on in their life. When you hear of other people suffering, you're like, oh, my life is not as bad, but I'm still going to make choices that don't align with me. I'm still going to entertain a guy that is not doing anything for me. But yet you're willing to give your body, give your time, give your energy up for temporary pleasures or for validation, or because you're trying to avoid taking responsibility and accountability for your life. I know my time will come. I know my time will come when God will use me for the greater good. But you know what? I don't listen to that suffering. I don't even listen to that crap music anymore, because you know what? I had to take accountability for my life, for the choices that I've made in my life, that I ask God to forgive me about, a lot of things that I've done because I didn't want to hold myself accountable. And people are always going to relate more to suffering because they don't want to deal with reality, right? We chose coping mechanisms of drinking, of overeating, of smoking, of pornography. There's so many things that we have done in our life that has just led us to suffering even more. And you don't even realize how much you're suffering until you wake up at a doctor's office wondering why your hormones are out of whack, or when you wake up in a relationship that you thought was a loving relationship, but you're being physically or mentally or emotionally abused, or you just have this realization that you haven't been treating yourself the best because you've been distracted by a lot of the coping mechanisms that are adding to your suffering rather than helping you out of your suffering. And so I really want you to pay attention to the suffering, okay? Stop trying to trauma bond with people because you want to feel better about your life and your suffering and all of the consequences that have happened in your life because of your choices, okay? It's now a part of our story. I need that to be used as fuel for you to get up. Because if you're still breathing, there's a reason why you're still breathing. There's a reason why you're watching this video. There's a reason why God put these tips on my mind for me to share with you. And yeah, stop trauma bonding, okay? Y'all want to eat yourselves to sleep and then gain all this weight because somebody else is doing it and they look confident doing it. You know how many people struggle with their body? It doesn't even matter if they're overweight. You know, everybody in different body shapes, right? It's not about what a person actually looks like on the outside, to be honest. First of all, y'all should be going to your doctor's appointments rather than, you know, adding to your suffering. You should go to your doctor's appointments and at least, if you have a good doctor, take their advice, because I don't believe pushing pills is the best advice. I believe getting outside for your vitamins, or changing up your circle, or eating better, or prioritizing working out. There are ways to do it naturally to make yourself feel better and get out of anxiety, get out of depression, get out of your weight loss. And I don't believe a pill can fix that. No, I know God can. And I know there are other remedies, natural remedies on this earth, like removing yourself from people, places, and things, and, you know, finding content like this that is going to add to you. All right. If I have done anything in your life, please comment down below. Like, I usually don't look for anyone to tell me what I've done in their life, but I want you to tell somebody else, based on the content that you've been watching from me, what my videos have done for you. And I would really like to know, because, you know, I wasn't going to make a video. I was like, you know, I'm gonna just take a few days off or a few weeks. I don't really know. I was just like, God, I am just not getting the kind of exposure that I would love. And it's a message. It's not how many people view my videos. It's more about the message that I really want people to grasp in this world. You know what I mean? Because I don't go on TikTok, but when I do, I'm like, y'all, why is your business outside? Why are things coming out of people's mouth? Or, you know, why do people do some of the things that they do publicly and not feel ashamed? Like, you know, I feel like mannerism and value has just gone out the window in this generation. And, you know, when I see women on the internet complaining about their love life, or leaving their husbands, or doing this or doing that, or just, you know, catching an STD, or doing all of these things to their life, ruining their life, I'm like, God, use me. I want the people to get the message that it's not worth it. The suffering, the people, the places, the things, the substances, it's not worth it. I'm so deep in this one because my life could have been somewhere else. You know, I could have been someone else making way more money than I make now. But I always knew that God had something bigger for me. And even though I wanted it fast, I like the fast lane, I like the fast money, I love fast cars, God was like, no, I'm going to mold you. You're going to take your time. I'm going to give you a few experiences that you're going to use as your testimony, but I'm going to slowly transform you so that other women get to see what I'm doing for you. And sometimes we don't allow the transition period to be filled with patience and faith. And so that's why I come to you. Stop following or entertaining people that are not doing anything about their suffering. Okay, I get it. People keep, we're gonna have these lumps in our life, but it's all about your mindset. Okay, you fall down, you get back up. A lot of y'all want to sit there until somebody grabs you and scoops you off the floor. Okay, how many times has my mom had to fall and ask God for the strength to pick her back up, to have a praying mother, a praying grandmother for generations that could break cycles and be so powerful? That is huge. And a lot of y'all don't even realize the power of prayer, the power of your faith, of your patience, of just knowing that God will never leave you in a situation for too long. And it's up to you. It's up to your mindset to say, you know what? She's right. So why am I continuing to choose my coping mechanisms that are only adding to my suffering? Why am I trying to trauma bond with people just because I'm suffering? And I really want you to understand that, because y'all need to stop crying to your friends every minute about the same thing that you don't want to solve. The same thing, or the same guy, or the same types of guys that you're complaining about. This is also another reason why I just stopped drinking, or just even going to clubs or any place that people are just highly intoxicated. Like, I'm not trying to talk to you. Especially, I get the cat calling, and I get all types of people always trying to talk to me. And I'm just like, you can't even have a solid conversation. It's like talking to a 1-year-old, not even a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, okay? You got women out there intoxicated that are slurring their words, falling on the street, barefoot, walking on spit, or somebody's pee, you know what I mean? Like, out here degrading yourself, and you want a high value man to treat you like a queen. Okay. Yeah, so that is why I say, like, I don't want to have a conversation with anyone that is intoxicated or slurring their words or can't hold themselves. Like, you can have a few drinks, but when you know that it's done, take accountability. Like, I'm done. Okay, it's not, the drugs aren't worth it. The substances aren't worth it. A good time for a short time isn't worth it. And that's why I say, like, y'all are having some useless conversations that aren't putting money in your bank account, that aren't really doing anything to level you up or improve your life, or opening up new doors and opportunities for you. They're not doing nothing for you. It's literally wasted air, wasted conversation. I hate when people stop me on the street just to talk about damn nothing. And I'm like, this is why we're having a conversation right now, because a lot of people say a lot of nothing. So for my women that keep complaining about, oh, men are terrible, men are this, like, that's another thing that my friend that was sick was saying. She's like, oh, men are so trash, men are so this. I'm like, but you know what? I've given you workout plans, I've given you meal plans, and the reason why you keep ending up in the hospital is truly because you're not taking care of yourself. So if men are stuck, if men are this or men are that, what are you? Because we're so quick to blame men, but you don't want to take care of yourself. Everybody wants a man that works out or is a provider and makes this kind of money. But you can't even have a proper conversation. You have nothing to talk about. You have no substance. You have no hobbies. You have nothing. All you want to do is firstly offer your body. So that is a distraction for the man to think that you have some substance, but you truly don't. And after he's done with using and abusing your coochie and he's done with you, you're so upset about it. This is absurd. So I may have to continue the tips downstairs, but that is just the devil upset that I'm telling the truth. Men use and abuse you because you have nothing to offer aside from your body. I used to be that girl, right? Although I wasn't out there just giving my body to anybody, I knew I was always going to be on Google. You got to really just move a certain way, and you can't just give access to your time, your body, your energy. Okay, people don't deserve it. Not everybody deserves it, and it doesn't have to just be a man, it could be a friend too. So stop complaining that people are this, people are that, and take accountability. What you're looking for in other people, start looking from within. Like, look yourself in the mirror. You're probably not what you're looking for. If you want a man that is, into fitness, he takes care of his health, and you're struggling, babe, you actually need to take care of yourself. Because what are you doing asking for more, and you can't even do anything but provide just your coochie? That's all you offer, and think that that is good enough for a man? That is why you settle for men that are providers, but only use and abuse you until it's convenient for them. Take sex off the table. Add more. Number 3 is going to be making eating well a non-negotiable. Now, you don't need to look like a damn bikini model. Upset! All right, it looks like they have little breaks in and out. So let's get into number 3. You want to make eating well a non-negotiable. Food choices you've made over the years is probably impacting your health, impacting the way that you feel about your body. Your hormones are off, your gut is off and needs to be reset and healed. Your energy is probably low, and you're probably suffering from hormonal acne. Now, when I eat like crap, especially sugar, I get breakouts. But right now, we're doing real good. We're doing real good. And I cleaned up my I cleaned up my nutrition for the last few weeks. I know you guys know that I did a 6-week challenge, and honestly, I limited sugar. I didn't completely cut it out because I don't believe in cutting out carbs or sugar. It's all about balance. And you have to understand that a lot of the food choices that you're currently making is throwing your gut and your hormones off. A lot of people are suffering, especially the women in their 30s, where they're looking to have children, start a family, or even in your career, you're looking to be mentally stable and mentally focused, and your food choices are either going to have you exhausted, burnt out, tired, lethargic. You're always bloated. You're not feeling good in your body. It's going to affect not only your career, but your relationships. Man, food affects so much that you guys don't even realize that. I get it. We get emotional sometimes. I'm just a girl. Well, I'm sorry, but we got to stop saying I'm just a girl and hold yourself accountable. The lack of hydration, the lack of quality whole foods and vitamins, but yet you prioritize all this other junk is insane, and thinking that you are going to be leveling up or glowing up. Y'all start these 30-day challenges or 75 hard or do all these crazy ass diets that don't realize that you need to be able to sustain your habits. Just like in my previous video, check that out. I'm talking about habits that you go everywhere with. They don't have to be all done all at once, but you should have 5 mandatory habits, like, drinking water, staying hydrated, moving your body, getting a certain amount of steps, and getting quality sleep, and things that actually affect your entire day, your everyday life. So instead of chasing boys, I need you to start chasing some consistency, because that is going to change your life. And just by you stop chasing boys, your bank account is going to grow. You're going to feel good in your body, and eventually you're going to attract quality people, quality experiences, quality everything, because you have made the switch. I know it's not easy. It took me like at least a good 7 years to wean myself off of sugar. But it was so worth it in the end. Now I have balance. I don't completely cut it out, but I live to enjoy. And if you're struggling, definitely book a call with me. I need to get this tip in because I'm pretty fed up at this point. Number 4, seek a relationship with God, and you're going to find the answers to your life. Yeah, this is exactly why God should be at the center of everything, because when you find God, you will find yourself. You will find the answers, because you know what? We're all trying to figure out life. We're all learning, and we're going to make a ton of mistakes. And oftentimes you're going to make a ton of mistakes and keep making those mistakes because some of y'all are just real stubborn. I've been there. I'm done with being stubborn. I'm done with being hard-headed. But I am here right now asking God for clarity and direction, provision, guidance, protection. Lord God, keep the enemies away from me. Keep anything that doesn't align or have good intentions away from me. Yeah, you're going to find yourself and clarity when you find God. 100%. I guarantee you, your life will glow. Your life will feel so different, because the peace that comes from God, the peace and the reassurance that comes from His word, No one else can promise you this. You know, man is all talk. Everybody all talk, no action. God is so consistent. It may not be a yes right now. It may not even be a no. It may be, if you keep being patient, if you're faithful, if you trust in me. But one day I will reveal when it is time. One day, it's not a no. And you will find so much clarity in your life. Also peace. I know a lot of people are suffering with depression and anxiety. Woo! Trust me, you're going to find the most healing that comes from God. Your doctor can't save you. Okay, because they want to prescribe all these things that are going to make you even extra sick and reliant and dependent on a drug, dependent on the system. And a lot of y'all don't even realize that. That is why you need to position yourself in healthier relationships. Read people. See if their intentions are pure and if they truly actually care about your health and your life. Some people are here for a paycheck. Some people are here just to deliver, a drug or prescribe you this just because they make a check off of you being sick. How unfortunate. And you allow it. You sit in your bed and you cry yourself to sleep. I say it all because I've been there and my mother has been there. I almost lost my mother to depression. And so that is why I say she got healing through God. She also got healing through holistic treatment. She went back home to Jamaica. She left this country and went back home to Jamaica to get properly healed. I need you guys to understand the power of healing. And a lot of you guys are walking around with a lot of things that you're suffering from, and you need to look above. Okay, look and listen. You are going to find yourself when you find God. A lot of what you're looking for, the answers are found in his word. Okay, I'm not really good with understanding the Bible, so I use the Bible app and I listen to it every single day. I read and I listen to it every single day, and it has changed my life. And then I had a client that came in through YouTube and introduced me to a mentor. I'm also going to go visit her next month as she's graduating law school. And so look at that, where God positioned me to bring in a few clients, and she became a friend. Like, such great energy. She's on the same wave of leveling up. She's doing really good things, and she wanted me to be a part of her journey, and we did some mentorship sessions. And then she introduced me to someone of value. And so I get to meet both of them next month, and I'll tell you guys more about where I'm going, what I'm doing next month. But the power of your circle, the people that are around you that have good intentions for you, is huge, because sometimes you have people in your circle. You have people in your circle that are making you sick. You have people in your circle that are making you sick. You have people in your circle that are making you sick. You have people in your life that are holding you back from God's blessings. You have people in your life that don't want to see you do better than them. And it's not a competition. It's all about inspiration. It's about being a part of a circle where you can both add to each other. You can motivate each other. You're not reliant on that motivation. You're not counting what somebody else has done for you, but you're willing to love. You're willing to give without anything in return. You are just here to be a good human. We're doing number 5. I need you guys to stop crying and toughen up, okay? Toughen up. A lot of you guys are waiting for your friends to, go on a trip, or to, start your new training plan and this fitness goal. You're waiting for people, okay? I need you to get good at relying on yourself. And a lot of you guys are not even reliable friends. That's why you're struggling with being reliable to yourself. You're waiting on other people when you should be holding yourself to a higher standard. When you hold yourself to a higher standard, anyone that is below that standard is just a no, okay? We don't just accept anything, any kind of energy. And if you're not reliable, trustworthy, you have no good quality traits, why would I even want to be friends with you? Why would I even want you around? So that's why that inner work that you do in your 20s and your 30s is so important, because it's going to save you from a lot of low vibrational energies and experiences. Okay, we're putting up with people in our lives because you have no standards set for yourself. And so the last thing I'm going to say here is you need to get really confident. Oh my goodness. You can tell how much I love you because I'm still doing the video. Okay. Last thing I'm going to say here is get confident with being yourself, with doing things on your own. I took a solo travel and then I invited him here. You have the power to do a lot of things on your own. You're not going to know everything, so get comfortable with learning and be okay. Be okay with learning, struggling a little bit while you figure things out on your own. Go and explore. Oh my goodness. At least I got point 1 and point 2 out the way. But y'all, life, God put you here for you to explore, have good experiences, okay? Make better decisions that are going to add to your life and not hinder your life. You don't want to get into your 40s, your 60s, your 80s and regret that you didn't make better choices that moved you along and provided you with the most amount of health, good health, happiness, energy. Why are my girls in their 20s and 30s and 40s struggling? You know what I mean? Your energy is low, you're tired, your intimacy with your partner could probably be better. I don't play about me. Stop playing about you. If you're not reliable, become reliable to yourself. You say you're going to do something, stand on business. Okay? I need you to stand and stop crying. Stop trying to relate and trauma bond with the internet and get a grip. Your reality is in front of you. And a lot of you guys are stuck in your phone. Hours go by, days go by. You have not touched reality. You have no sense of self, no sense of what you could have been doing for yourself while you were wasting that time, not in reality. Check in with yourself. This is your reality. Your reality is right in front of you, and you're stuck with yourself for the rest of your life. If you enjoyed today's video, comment some love down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love doing life with you guys. I love you so much. Share, send, like up this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and let me know if you want a part 2. I'm also using the DJI Pocket 3. Oh, we love how she moves with us. Y'all, look at the background of the Airbnb though. Like, so nice. I'm gonna go put a bikini on and go downstairs and edit this video in a bikini. I got some plantain chips, some rice cakes with almond butter, and I'm gonna have some EAAs. And your girl's gonna be hydrated with a waist trainer on, body snatch, booty fat. Bye.